I was actually going to name my autobiography The Big Friendly Giant, but I found out the title was taken.
Those giants, they would swallow you up like a piece of frumpkin fry.
It's pumpkin pie, not frumpkin fry. And giraffes are giraffes. Crocodile dillies are crocodiles. And hippo dumplings are hippopotamuses.
I cannot be helping it if I was saying things a little squiggly.
The BFG, Big Friendly Giant, is a book by Roald Dahl being brought to the big screen by Mr. Steven Spielberg. It's a story about a young girl from an orphanage who gets taken by a giant to the land of giants and what happens as she attempts to adapt. It's complex material for a book to be brought to the screen, but can Spielberg do it? Here's 5 things you might want to know about the BFG. I'll just start with this. Of course it's going to be a good movie. Spielberg directed it. Now, I know he's not consistent across the board. He's made a couple mediocre films, not really bad movies, but usually he makes good stuff, and you know why? Because he gets storytelling. He's a great director, and I think he does good with this material. Material, by the way, which has a high level of difficulty to it. Roald Dahl stuff it exists really wonderfully in that imagination world of print. So to put it in a concrete visual world can be a very difficult task, but I think he does it well here. In fact, the part he nails the best may be the most difficult part about it. I think the dream visuals in this are spectacularly beautiful. They're ethereal, they feel real, and at the same time dreamy. I love what he's done with this world, the world of the giants, in the world of the humans, the world of this dream factory. All of it just feels painted wonderfully in a place that I want to continue to visit. The other part the movie gets right, and again owes a lot of its success to, is the charm of the relationship between this little girl and this big friendly giant. If you don't nail that, it becomes a very cumbersome ride. But I think they do. The little girl does well here. She's cute, she's adorable, but the real star here, I think, is Mark Rylance. Just coming off of his Academy Award win with Spielberg, now he's putting in another great performance, albeit behind some CG stuff, but still, he's doing a great job here. His voice performance is good, and I think it connects him to us in a way, to his compassion and who he is, that draws us into the story, and even more importantly, draws us into the relationship that these two have. I mentioned the CG visuals, so let's go there next, because I think it is the big negative in the film. The way this looks is a little too uncanny valley for me. Now, if you don't know that phrase, it just means things don't look real enough for your brain to think they're real, but they don't look fake enough for you to suspend your disbelief. So it exists in this in-between place. Polar Express, I think, is the greatest example of this. This is a little bit too much Polar Express and not enough, let's just say, Jungle Book, although those were animals, but you fully bought into that world. Here, I'm not buying into the reality of this world because of the visuals, and that can be a little distracting. As much as I did really enjoy this movie personally, I do have to finish with one more caution. This may feel a little slow to you, especially if you're used to the fast pace of animation as it usually is. This is much more deliberate. I think Spielberg is playing with an easygoing story here, and he wants it to feel like the easygoing nature of these giants, and so you kind of just have to sit into it a little bit. I actually found it kind of refreshing because the story held my attention anyway, but if it's not, that's even going to intensify, and this will feel a little down-paced for you. Overall, I feel like the BFG is a cute and clever and well, I have to give it a B+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. First, I want to let you know, if you want to interact more with what goes on here at Your Movie Friend, find me all over the place. My name's Aaron Dicer. You can search AARONDICER on your favorite social media, and we can hang out there, have a two-way conversation. Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you do, Instagram, have a lot of fun. Also podcasting. If you do podcasts, you can check out the SiftPop Podcast, SiftPop. We do that weekly and chat whatever the weekend's movie is, as well as some other pop culture. We bring in a different pop culture guru every week to hang out with us. We have a good time. If you want to know more about some other reviews, maybe how to donate to the channel, you can click the little info cards up there. That's always a good thing to do. All right, on to the best ever challenge. Here's where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to name my choice. Let's just go with size-based movies. So it could be like shrinking movies or enlarging movies, but movies that deal with the concept of disparate sizes. My best ever movie like that is a recent one that, it's probably made me think twice about the way I treat insects, especially ones with a special suit. I think that's clear enough. You can take a guess at mine in the comments, put your choice there as well. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe in case you want to know when new stuff's coming out. Just click the logo right down in this corner. It's a little right there. Seriously, just click it.